Pandas. Pandas. Pandas, 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 pandas. Sorry for the late start, pandas. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining, everybody. I'm bye-bye money. We're back live at it again. Today is President's Day, so we're probably not going to get that much action. But we shall see. And regular trading hours, you're not going to get any data, so you got to go to the extended trading hours. Ba 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 bum 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 bum. Today is President's Day. Welcome everybody. Today is President's Day, so we're just chilling here. Could be a really slow day. Market closes at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and we're just chilling here. We're just chilling. Your best trade probably was taking the break of this low. That's probably your best trade. People saw this bear bar and said, all right, time to jump in. This bear bar happened at 8:55, so I was not looking at the charts at the time. That's what's happening. I mean, today is... Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone had an amazing week at TGIM. Thank God it's Monday. I usually don't stream on half days. But today I felt like I should have streamed because I'm not streaming on Fridays. So might as well jump in on this half day. And in the first hour of half days, you can get some good movements. So we'll see. By the way, if you're trading regular trading hours with the like on your charts, you might not have any data. Because today is a holiday, so technically markets are not open, so they're not going to show any hours. But extended trading hours or just the the default time will print some data for you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Drop those GMs in the chat. Welcome, everybody. Hope everyone is doing amazing. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. Hope you're enjoying your 3-day weekend. Hope you are enjoying your 3-day weekend if you have one. Friday's price action was just absolutely just terrible. And this is why I want to take break on Fridays. Because literally, this is why I did trade a little bit, but golly, what horrid price action it was on Friday. Goodness, you can see all my trades here. This is terrible. Currently, we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bear bars in a row. And it starts getting fuzzy, a little choppy around the previous week's close. But we are currently in a downtrend. I'm curious to see what happens if we break this low. I'm curious to see what happens if we break this low. Very curious. I want to see if we get a close beneath this low, and maybe we might get a strong push to the downside. If we break the high, then we'll get actually a second entry short here. A, B, see. If we can get a new high here, we actually will get a second entry short. Okay, we're approaching the low here, this pivot low. I'm guessing we're going to test this area right here if we break this low and close beneath it. I may jump in here. We'll see. Or because it's going to be like a very low volume day today, we may just chop around the previous week's close, which is Friday's close. All right, we'll just like dance around this area for the entirety of the session. And that could be completely possible too. In order for me to go short, I need some convincing evidence, right, with the close beneath this pivot low. Technically, you need two closes to feel really good, right, because you get confirmation. Good morning, everybody. BJ Stu, good morning. Sherman, good morning. DMB, good morning. Albert, good morning, everybody. Patch Trader Daryl, welcome. Welcome. I don't know how many people are streaming right now, but I may be one of the few because it's a holiday. Let's see if we can get some bamboo. I mean, I'll be happy with 2 scalps today. That's 200, right? 200, not too bad. BJ Stu says, I went on tilt on Friday. Ouch, 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 ouch. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I get it. I would understand why. Look at Friday's price action. Just terrible price action. It's not really tradable in my opinion. It was going up, but in such a way where basically every bar was overlapping. It's just a terrible, terrible, terrible price action. So you can see wicks are starting to form now, and the bears are selling near the top of previous candles' highs. Bulls are buying near the previous candles' lows. Oh, sorry, the break of previous candles' lows. Am I really am I really convicted to go short here? I don't know. I don't know. Could be trading range, could be a bear leg in a trading range. Again, I'm thinking about today being President's Day. I do think if we get a close beneath this, we have a good chance to test the close here or the bottom of these bodies. We don't close beneath this this line. Okay, never mind. If I put it exactly on this, we actually do close beneath that pivot by a couple ticks. But we need that follow through. We need a second bar follow through. Confirmation that we're gonna push down here. Another bear bar could convince me to go short. Just imagine if you're a bull and you're buying here, how you would feel if you had another bear bar here. That's not a good sign. The reason why I'm a little hesitant to just go short even a strong downtrend is because we had some fuzzy price action here. We had some overlapping bars. Even though every single bar is bearish, they starting to develop tails and wicks. Slow pokey, good morning. Scruffy says, so just America has so many more bank holidays than the UK. Okay. I mean, unless you're a federal employee, like if you work private industry, then I mean you don't get all these holidays off. You get some of them off, but you pick and choose. There are actually so many holidays. I think Trump made like more federal holidays like around the end of the year. You were a bull. You're pretty happy about this right now. Do you get a scalp yet? I don't think so. No, not even close. I mean, 25 points at least, right? This is your scalp, basically top of the body here. If we get another close beneath this line, I'm just going to go short panda and see what happens. Yep. All right. Currently, the counts are all up above 2,000. We have basically 40,000 in the bank right now on our journey to 1 million. That means we're at 4% of the way there. 4% on the way there. Isn't that crazy to think that we're moving up by percentages now? We're almost 5% of the way to 1 million, pandas. 5%. Just grasp that in your mind. 5% of 1 million. We're getting there, pandas. And we did it all with micros. Isn't that a bit crazy? Doesn't that sound crazy? We did that all with micros. I'm going short here. But I'm going to let the candle finish. Could be profit taking, but it seems like a convincing downtrend now. The downtrend looks pretty established at the moment. People could be taking profits, but I'm thinking any pullback will be small. We'll see though. Let's see how this candle finishes. I mean, it has to end bearish. I prefer not to have any wick because it could just convert to a trading range. Currently, like a spike channel, it's like I don't know. I mean, you don't want to go long in this, do you? Let's see. Get two closes beneath this bar, and then our target will be here. Got 30 more seconds, pandas. People looking for a measure move of this, which is further than what my target is. Let the candle finish. It can still end green. It can still end bullish at the end. It could be a strong bullish reversal bar. Let the candle finish, pandas. Just 10 more seconds. I'm in. Hopefully it doesn't go wham and take me out. Hopefully it doesn't do that. I mean, I could just look for a scalp here. That wouldn't be too shabby. Wouldn't be too shabby, would it? Just look for a scalp here, quick scalp. If we get an immediate scalp, that's actually not too bad. I'll take it, actually. Thinking people are taking profits. 25 points.
Target
peasy. Easy peasy. I mean, that's a quick hundo. That's a quick hundo. Across 20 counts. That's a quick 2K. Done in a few seconds. Not even a minute. It didn't even take 1 minute to get that 2K. Golly. I think people were waiting, right? They were waiting for the two bear bars right here, and then they all went short. Could I have held it? Definitely could have held it, but I mean, for me, if I could get a 25-point scalp on a day like today, where I know it's a holiday, then why not just take it real quick? If I have more reason to go short, I can go short again, but still got 3 minutes on this candle. I mean, anything can happen. This can just race to the bottom. I mean, if I can scalp out in 1 minute, I'll do it. I took virtually zero drawdown on that, so I'm, your probability and the risk reward is just incredible, right? Making $100, taking $0 risk, and very quickly. To me, it's like that's a positive EV. Like to me, that's a positive you play. This can go down like much further, of course. But look how far down we are in this trend. I mean, if we were earlier, like up here, like if I just sold right here, then yeah, I could consider just holding, especially if a bear bar like this and another bear bar. I could consider holding, but when we're like this far in the trend, like I'm thinking more of scalping, right? And we had zero pullback, so I'm thinking more scalping because I'm thinking there might be a pullback somewhere. People taking profits. I think people do want to test this, the bottom of these bodies. I do think they want to get there. And now, any point in time, if I want to go short again, I'm in a better position than I already was. If I want to go short anywhere here now, if I still think it's gonna hit this line, if it's another bear bar, maybe. Or when you're this late in trend, you kind of want to. You're thinking more scalping. I'm not thinking about swinging down here. I mean, if I can make a nice 2 under today, if I can get two scalps today, then I'll be pretty happy about that. Know what I mean, Pandas? If I get two scalps from here, that's not too not. That's pretty good. That's pretty good on the half day. Get my two scalps. Solid 200, solid 4K for the day. I'll take it. On a holiday? Oh yeah, I'll definitely take that. So I have another premise here where we can basically just dance around the previous week's close because it's a holiday. So we can like every time we go away from it, but every time we reverse back up to it might be a good chance to reverse back up to this magnet here. We'll see though. I'm curious. Yeah, I was patient too. I guess technically I would have made more money if I just sold here and then maybe got the scalp. I think at the end I probably just got a scalp anyways, regardless. If I went short here and then went short here again, then that'd be wow, that'd be really nice. But obviously, if you go short here, you lose on probability, right? Probability is there's always three parts for every equation, right? There is the risk, there is the reward, and there is the probability. Two things you have great control over: the risk and reward. The probability is the hardest part of the equation, and for me, what I lost in profit, I gain in probability by waiting for this second bear bar here. So I'm basically paying for probability right there, which I think was a fair move because today's a holiday and I wasn't sure if we're gonna just go right back up to the previous week's close, previous day's close as well because it was Friday. Look, if I didn't take this scalp, where would I be right now? Now I'll be like wondering, what do I hold? What do I do? Should I skunk this trade? My other premise is still alive, where I think we can come back to the previous week's close. Like another bull bar here could convince me just to go long and look for another scalp. How about that? This bear leg though warrants another leg down. So I'll be a little hesitant to go long here on the very first reversal. If it pushes down again and gives another two bull bars, especially if we break this low, I would consider going long. I would consider going long. I would consider it even more. Here, little tough, right? Little tough because of how strong this bear leg was. You're thinking one more leg down, most likely. Does it have to happen? No. Can it come back up to here before it does happen? Sure. A lot of things can happen. So Artificial Leak, good morning. Welcome back. Tate, welcome. Good morning. I take that too. YL calling out his Yolong. I need a record. I need to keep a record of how many Yolongs he's called out and how many have succeeded. Speaking of record, let's update my record. Pandas, right now there is 80% off Apex. I mean, it's not the greatest deal. They did lower the activation fee for P accounts, but that's why I really encourage people when it's 90% off to take full advantage of it, because otherwise they're gonna give you like 80% off. And who knows? And the next time they're gonna give 90% off. So I usually recommend just stock up on the 90% when you can. If you think about it, the difference between 80% and 90%, 90% from 80% is half. It's half off. Right? You get 80% and then half off of that is 90%. So you're paying it's just so much cheaper from 80 to 90. It might not seem like a lot because it's 10%, but if you look at the price differential from 80 to 90%, it's half the difference. It's half off. Right? Half off. That's crazy. So if it's like $50 at 80%, then it's only $25 at 90%. It doesn't seem like it's a lot because it's only 10% difference, but from 80 to 90, it's half off, 50% off. Bobside says he has 3 so far. Well, out of how many though? So he has 3 successful YL or longs, Yolongs, or he's called 3 times Yolongs. All right, now it's a strong bull bar. Any reversal up, trying to get to the previous week's close. I could just try to go long here. I could, but again, I think this bear leg warrants another leg down. You already made your scalp going long at this reversal. That's very difficult for me to go long on a small pullback bear trend. People are doing it, and people who have done it made a scalp here. So bulls are making scalps now. Bulls are making money. Three out of 4, that's pretty good. 3 out of 4 Yolongs were successful. That's not bad, because Yolongs are major reversals. That's pretty good. Your risk rewards are excellent on those. Okay, strong bull bar ending near its high. Your thinking is going to come back to the previous week's close, but I have my hesitations here because of how strong this bear leg is. I'm thinking there are bears trying to show here. Okay, my premise might be right, where we might be just dancing around the previous week's close today. We're not going to stray too far away from it. So the first reversal to the previous week's close is successful, even after a very strong push down. Now the question is, can we get any reversals worth taking at this point to get back to the previous week's close? That means we need some space, right, from the lows. Right, there's space between the high of this candle to here. Can we get some space from the low of a candle to the previous week's close? Enough space to at least scalp. You know what I mean? 25 points is what I'm thinking about for a scalp. We do hit the previous week's close, which I thought could be the case. Does this still warrant another leg down? Well, it probably lessens every single time a bull bar prints. It may just it may be another leg down, but it may not break this low. Yeah. The rest of the day could be shot. Could be difficult rest of the day to get a trade in. Your best bet, maybe just take a scalp away from here and just go short with a limit order, see if you can come back down. Just keep scaling in at a scalp's length and see if we can get here. even with this massive bear leg, the first reversal is strong enough to get back to the previous week's close. That's how strong the previous week's close is, especially on a holiday, where you don't typically have enough volatility or enough volume to really push the market beyond these strong magnets. So what happens is when you get too far away from it, like here, people end up just taking the profits early, and they wanted to come back to a price where there's some balance or equilibrium. I'm just chilling here. Could be a spike channel, like it's a funky one. I don't know. At this point, the market has V bottomed, so your ears should perk up when you see a V bottom like this. Making a 1-to-1 on this bar. That's pretty good. If you're a bull, that's pretty good. Not too shabby. Sounds like realization says, I've been out from trading in a while. You still using two-legged pullback? I notice indicators have not had an update in a while. I definitely do use a two-legged pullback. The indicator, I mean, it's pretty good as is. I've thought about making updates to it, just little enhancements here and there, but uh, I don't know. It's like do I really have the urge? Like, is it that much improvement for me to do it? Uh, yeah, maybe probably eventually I will do it, but I'm just so focused on my trading right now. It's just hard to find the motivation to do that, but I probably will spend like a weekend to fix, tidy up some stuff and add some more bells and whistles. Okay, approaching the 20 EMA now. For me, the question is, if we get a reversal, is there going to be enough space for us to even scalp out? I currently have this 25-point line. I might as well just draw a line to show you where a scalp is. Right, this line represents a scalp away from the previous week's close. So if we can get an entry above this line, it's worth it, I think. So we can get back to it. 3 strong bull bars in a row. Hard to go short here, just like it's hard to go long here. Hard to go short here. It makes me feel like this big down, big up could turn to a trading range. Am I still working on big mama trades? No, I have retired big mama trades. I tried last year. I've got burned so many times. I just said, I gotta reassess this big mama trade. I gotta reassess it. I thought I had found the silver bullet, but the silver bullet shot myself in the foot with the silver bullet. I've got burned too many times with the big mama trade, so I am retiring it for now. Gotta reassess it. There's a time and place for them, but um, I was taking every single one, and eventually got burned. So nope, big mama trades very depends now. If anything, I take reversals off the previous day's highs and lows now. We consider big mama orb trading hard to say because it's called the opening range breakout. So what's the opening, right? If it's or I would just say it's a breakout trade. It's a breakout trade, but yeah, I don't know if I call it orb. Orb is very specific to an opening. Well, I mean, yeah, more or less. If you don't know what an orb is, you know, orb trading is two. If you have the opening bar, right? This is the 5 minute chart. Orb is the opening, the first candle. When you break out of the first candle, let's say here, right? You broke out of the first. So this is the 5 minute orb trade. You get a break and you get a close beyond it. You go short here. It's enough for a scalp. If you just went short here, it's enough for a scalp. So, I mean, it goes almost 100 points from here. It works out there. Or here, you don't take this trade because you don't close beyond it, but you actually close beneath it here, right? You get an actual close beneath out of the first opening bar, and I actually do go short here and got a little bit of bamboo. But you go short here after the close that goes beyond the high and low of the first bar. So this wasn't actually an orb trade. It was incidental, but it's an orb trade. Here, two bear bars. You go short here, and this retrace, but you ultimately get a nice move to the downside. So this orb works here as well. Here again, two bear bars, closes beyond the low here, and then you get a nice little scalp. You probably get you get 80, you get 75 points, right? That's an orb. Bear bar and the close above it. You go long here, and you end up in the always in long trade. Big bull bar, close above it. You go long here, probably enough to make a scalp. All right, you got some 60-some points. Long here is enough to make a scalp. You just go long. You got 60-some points. So you can see with the 5 minute orb, not until you get a break here, this close, you go short here, again, enough for a scalp. So the orb trade has been very successful the last couple. I mean, this ended up being a nice move to the downside. Like out of the last like 10 orbs, they all worked out. I might as well just trade orb. I just like convinced myself I should just do orb trading from now on only. After what I just saw right now, the last like 10 out of 10 orbs worked out, so I might as well just only trade orb. Goodness gracious, what is that? Orb is the best strategy ever. But don't get me wrong, I know they will fail. I've seen too many morning reversals. Right now, like I've been like really cautious of morning reversals, but because of that, I've missed a lot of moves. Because right now we're in a market conditions where there aren't many morning reversals. It's strange to see, to be honest. That's just how it is. It just seems like the market's breaking out one way right at the open, which is very rare to have that, right? The daily chart, you can tell when there's like small wicks, small tails, right? Small tail here. When they had these small tails, that means that they had, or sorry, small wick here because it went down. Small wick here because it went down. Small tail or small, that probably was more than an orb. I mean, these small little tails. It's right, like virtually no tail here, virtually no tail here. Incredible, very rare, but it's happening, and you can adjust your trading style to fit. So orbs have been very successful as of late. Even today, if we start at 9:30, right? What's this bar? 9:35. Is it 9:30? 9:30. I don't know when the bar ends or begins. I think it begins. So here's the first bar. You get the first close here, and you go short here. That orb also works for a scalp. Is it super reliable? I would say if it works, it works. It does work for a lot of times, but you will get burned. So just be careful. Like you will get burned trading just orbs. But if you can like trade them really well and catch a nice uptrend, a nice downtrend, then yeah, I mean it can happen as we've seen. I have been seeing lately a lot of trends from the open. It's kind of surprising to me. We're kind of back in high volatility. One, two, three, four bull bars in a row. Pretty decently strong bull bars go straight to 20 EMA. Now this line here again represents a scalp's distance away from the previous week's close. So for me, in order to think a trade is worth it, I'll have to get at least this much bamboo. Like I want at least this much bamboo. Like I want to enter a short here or above it in order to make at least a scalp to the previous week's close. That's the only time it's worth it. I can come with a limit order here, kind of see that this might be a place where people are selling to get a scalp back to the previous week's close. And the reason why today is going to be slow, and the reason I'm doing this is because it's a holiday. Today's President's Day. The market's actually not open, but the futures is open until 1 p.m. Is this a custom measurement tool for NTS? This one is. This is a custom one. We got one scalp. We're up $4,000, or we're up $2,000 on each account, which means we're up 40K, pandas. We're up 40K on these accounts. Only trading micros. You gotta remember the caveat is the main point. Micros. Like we got here trading micros. It's crazy. The reason why that's crazy is because we've made a lot of bamboo and had very little risk of ruin. Very little drawdown on this way up. My biggest losing day so far has been $800. My biggest losing day so far has been $800, and that was like a really big loss for me. $800. My biggest winning day has been over $1,300 though. That's pretty good. If your biggest winning day is bigger than your biggest losing day, then that's pretty good. See, I would go short here, but it's not enough room to even make a scalp here, so I don't know if it's worth. It could be good to go short here just plainly for the fact that we were bouncing off the 20 EMA on a strong downtrend. We came back straight up to it. But this bull leg is so strong, this might warrant another leg up, which causes confusion, which is the reason why trading ranges are created. You get these confusions both ways. Now people don't know what to do. So you have a lot of conflicting traders trading opposite of each other. Most likely this would be tested here, this line, this area, this breakout area. Rarely do you break out from somewhere and don't retest that area. Unless you have a strong trend day. And do I think we're going to have a strong trend day today? No, I don't. Nothing to do really with the price action, even though the price action is suggesting not a strong trend day, right? Strong trend days don't have these big down, big ups, big down, big up moments, movements. Also, today is President's Day, so I'm thinking low volatility. I could have gotten away with a scalp with a limit order. Not even, right? We don't even get 25 points away from, like, we don't touch this line. We don't get 25 points. I wouldn't be able to enter a trade to get back to the previous week's close because it didn't get high enough. It didn't even get a scalp's distance away from the previous day's close. Let me get a second to short here. Could be a good setup to go short, especially if it's going towards the previous week's close. Just sitting my pause here though. What's a scalp on ES? About 5 points, I believe. A scalp on ES is 5 points. Right, 25 points on the Uh, yeah, 5 points. 5 points. Even 25 points for the Nasdaq is a lot, right? Because that's $500 if you're trading minis on one contract. It's $500. Scalping 500, that's pretty darn good. It also kind of depends on your time frame as well, right? Your ATR can usually defines your scalp. Right now, I'm trading the 5 minute chart. My ATR is at 23.47. So 25 points is a reasonable scalp for the current volatility. But it depends on like the E-mini. If you're trading with ATR, like it depends on the ATRs. If the 5 minute ATR is 2, then your scalp is probably around 2. Right? ATR means it basically calculates the the size of every bar in the last whatever period you have. So I'm using a 14 period ATR. So in the last 14 bars, it takes the average of the distance of how big each bar is. Basically, it just subtracts the the high and the low. That gives you the distance, right? It gives you basically the how big the bar is, and does that for the last 14 bars, and it's averaged out to be, and it finds the average of them for 20, and it's 23.47. I use a 14 period. I think that's what Al Brooks uses, so I like to use whatever Al Brooks uses. Okay, we're getting about a scalps away from, and we're getting a nice push to the downside here now. Our first bounce off the 20 EMA, first continuation. Sorry, second leg down of this big move, but the move up was so large. I'm thinking it's going to turn to a trading range here instead of a strong bear trend. And uh, this line just, this line is really just for a scalp. All right, I'll make this green. So, right, it's just a scalp. Is that a good color? Is that too dark? That's pretty darn dark, but whatever. I'll make this red. Show you I'm gonna sell. This is the area I want to sell. My current edge is knowing that we're low volatility and I'm most likely going to bounce in this area. It's my current edge for this day. The question is, can I get a trade with enough distance, or can I get a reversal big enough where I can actually scalp out? That's the question, right? That is actually the main question. This bear bar is strong enough where it can come back to test the breakout area here. Usually breakout areas get tested. The reason being is because you have bears, surprisingly, who sold at the top of this bar. And what they want to do is they want to go short here and then come out break even on the original trade. So oftentimes they go short at any chance of reversal. The reversal is caused because these bears want to come out break even on their first trade, making money on their second trade. Now sometimes they want to come out break even instead, which means they look for 50%. So they want to look for the 50% mark between here, and they usually come out break even there. So it could be the cause of this move up because the bears went short here at the top of this bar, because they're thinking always in short. They're thinking just sell anything, and they want to sell here at a retracement. The previous bar's high. They sell here and they realize, oh shoot, I got 3 bull bars in a row. Let me just get out. When I can, they go short here on the first bear bar they see, and then they try to come out 50%. I don't think they even hit the 50%, so they might be trapped here. Yeah, they missed the 50% mark by like a couple ticks here. So they're trapped in, right? They can't come out break even. If I went short here and I saw this and we don't come out break even with strong bear bar and gets reversed like this, I'm sweating right now. I'm sweating. I'd be sweating. My paws would be sweaty. They missed their break even point. The market didn't get there. So they're still stuck in their trade. which could mean that if it goes up, it can go up pretty high because the bears are feeling some pain. It's coming back down. Bears are hopeful to come out break even. Right, this yellow line will be a 50% mark between here and here. Right, they enter here, they scaled in again here, and the 50% mark will be here. Let's see if they get out break even. I'm curious to see what happens at the break even point. Don't quite get there. Get there now. So now the bears are out break even. Strong bears will hold and try to come out of the original position. Stronger bears will hold and keep adding onto these bear bars. That's why it's important to see what happens when you get to these areas. If it bounces off here, that might be a good area to go long. I think we're going to test this, but are we going to break this low? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Right, this move up was so strong, it could warrant a trading range rather than a strong trend to the downside. You got some things like coming off the 20 EMA, which is a good place to bounce off of as a bear. So, to me, my trading, my trade right now, my setup I'm looking for is a reversal back up here. Hopefully just a bull bar in this area where I can enter below this green bar, this green line. Make it a little bigger and more visible for you guys so you can see. Whoa, okay. This green is too dark. Lawn green, ew. Let's go with dark olive green. How about that? Now we got 3 bear bars in a row. We could break this low here. And then if we break that low, I'm thinking we're going to come to this area. To this line here. If we get a bull bar here, I'm going long to get back to the previous week's close. But again, I need... All right, let's see if we get it. I don't think we're going to get it. This is kind of fun to see if we can actually get a setup here. If we get the setup, I'm going for it. But is the setup actually going to happen is a question. It's a question. All right, what's going on here? At this point, I like to see a bounce off of this area, showing that the bears who went short here are now out break even on their original trade, making money on the second entry or scale in, and a nice reversal off of it, showing me that, give me some evidence my premise is correct here. I want to see a bounce off this line. If we get a bounce off this line, I'm going to try to go long. If we don't get a bounce off the line, then possible target is right here, which is basically the bottom of these, right? The body of this huge wick here. Thinking that would be support or target at least. Right, this big down, and look at when it comes back up. It comes back up to where the price action starts to get a little bit of chop here, a lot of wicks. Thinking it's going to turn to some sort of trading range here, something like this. Okay, we do retest this area. Whoa. No longer need this much noise on my charts. I like to see some bullishness here if I'm going to go long. Right? Like this bar. At least it was a bull bar. Reversal bar. Now those who went short here, as always in short, like I went in, but they held for some sort of swing or out break even. For those who went long here, or who went short here, thinking we're going to get a big move to the downside, are now out break even, and they held through all this pain. The hard part here is to see if we can actually get a scalps, like a scalps distance away. I'm not sure here. I think it's pretty straightforward what I'm trying to do. All right, I'm trying to go long if I can get it set up. Like if this high was below this line, then I would go long at the break of the high. But currently this high is above this line, so it's not even worth. So what I can do is if it breaks above, I can look for a retracement back here to see if it's worth. I need at least a scalps. I need at least a scalp from this trade. If I can't even get a scalp, it's not worth it for me. Also today, right, President's Day. It's a holiday. I'm not thinking we're getting too far away from the previous week's close. We're probably gonna wait for that for tomorrow. What is our news for this week, pandas? What news do we have coming up? This week, we have FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday, which could or not move. I don't know. I wouldn't bank on it. Thursday, unemployment claims. The big kahuna is on Friday. We got core PCE price index, and the reason why it's a big kahuna is because that's what the government uses for inflation. Okay, getting another bear bar here. Multiple bear bars in a row. It's hard to take any short here because in my mind, this whole wick here could be support. We have to break beneath it in order to consider ourselves, to keep going down. But it's hard to just take a short here, in my opinion. Now, this is a bull bar. I'll take it. Right, if this ends up creating like a nice wick, kind of like this bar. If we get another bar like this, I'll take it to go long. If you look at this bar and this bar, you can see it was sell to close, which is strength for the bears. Show strength for the bears. Could be more bearish than I thought. Could be dangerous to go long here. Could be an actual second leg down. Maybe measured move of this straw move down. Could look for measured move for this. Interesting. Okay. Could be a downtrend day. I could be wrong. I don't know. Just seems unlikely. Everything I'm saying is like what I think is like unlikely or probable. I don't know 100% guarantee anything's gonna happen, but sometimes I feel very confident about stuff. This looks more like, I don't know. I mean, this looks more like this than anything. Some sort of trading range, some sort. Here, usually you like to use the bodies. It does seem weird we don't test this low though, but the move up was so strong. But the move down is also just as strong as this move up. So, like I said, big down, big up, big down. We already have a trading range here. Most trading ranges, most breakouts fail, so we'll look for a reversal here. Got 2 more minutes on this candle though. I probably won't trade, that much longer than 10:45. I don't know if it's worth it today. A train, A train. I use my trading range indicator. I do. It's right here. I do. It didn't find this trading range because technically we don't have enough overlapping bars to make one. Interesting. I mean, if this is another bear bar, this could just be sell the close. We got to sell close here. It could be another sell the close. Now we have enough space to get to the previous week's close. We'll try to go long any reversal here. I mean, this could have a strong push to the downside. It's looking bearish to me. It looks like it wants a new low. It looks pretty darn strong. Maybe another sell the close. Or sell the close here. Could be another sell the close here. Looking for a new low. High chances of making a new low now. New low. Five bear bars in a row now. And decently strong bear bars too. It's almost suicide just to go long here, but let's try anyways. Hopefully my edge is true, knowing that today is a holiday and we're not going to go too far away from the previous week's close on a holiday trading day. The price action seems to suggest that though we may look for a new low here, right? Lots of bear bars. Retracements only go back up to the previous bar's low. We don't even get to the open. We only get to the previous bar's low. On a smaller time frame, it looks like this. Boom, 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 right? Breakout, retest, another push down. On a smaller time frame, that's what that looks like. What do we do here, pandas? Do I just go short? I mean, we got like 6 bear bars in a row. But upside says, tick shot my stop loss again. Where was your stop loss? Was it a break-even stop loss? Or was it like a stop loss? Pen? Make sure you scalp that like button. Use code BBM for TPT or Apex. Helps out this channel a lot. Appreciate it. Get the best promo possible. I've known some traders who've received an email from Apex. Okay, let me go over the positives first. Apex has been trying to revamp their systems, and they want to help the traders out by giving them a warning of if they break the negative 30% consistency rule. And if you know what that is, basically, if any single one of your trades uh, goes beyond 30%, right, you lose more than 30% of the account balance at the open, then you break the negative 30% consistency rule. And now, if that happens, the next day they'll send you an email saying that you broke the rule. And they say from there, then you can just trade 8 days. And why that's good is because otherwise you have to trade 8 days after you request a payout and get denied. So this way it's sooner, right? You can get your payout sooner. But then they have this little extra paragraph where they say that you need to request a max payout. And now I actually sent an email to Apex wondering what is the purpose of forcing people to get max payouts if they break this negative 30% consistency rule. It doesn't make sense. Like, now you're forcing people to get a max payout. It's kind of, it doesn't seem like, it just seems pure, the intention behind it seems purely to try to have traders like sabotage themselves. But I asked Apex, I want to hear their thoughts. That's just my initial thinking of it, which I feel like is unfair for the trader, and I made it clear to them that I think it's unfair. That seems unfair, really unfair for the trader. Can you explain like why you're doing this? Like, it doesn't make sense. You made the rule even worse, right? Where before, if you did get denied at your payout, then all you have to do is trade 8 days, and 5 days have to be more than $50. Then you can get your payout even though you broke the negative 30% consistency rule. Now what they're saying is, if you break the consistency rule, you don't have to wait for those 8 days after payout request gets denied. You can, you only have to wait 8 days after they send you the notice. But now you have to get max payouts. It just seems a little bit, I don't know. It's such a random thing to add. Like, I don't know what their reasoning is. Hey Drew says, Nasdaq? Yeah, this is the Nasdaq. It's absolutely cracked off his mind. I mean, now we got 6 bear bars in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Possibly 7 bear bars in a row. We didn't close beneath this low. It's concern for the bears. We did make a new low. Amazing bounce off of this. And this magnet that I thought was going to be a strong magnet today is not that strong, actually. We're not really showing signs coming back up to it. I may just abandon my reversal trade. I may abandon it. It is a lot of bear bars in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're decently strong, especially this one here. First reversal up after multiple strong bear bars in a row without showing much signs of reversing. Right here, you have a reversal, but you have this kind of choppy price action. You don't have that choppy price action on this way down. They all seem pretty strong bear bars here. Maybe looking for a 1-to-1 on this measure move here, possibly. That's why it makes me a little bit scared just to go long here. Plus, you have a nice reversal bar here, actually. It's purely on like a hunch that the previous week's close is going to be a strong magnet. It's a hunch based off the fact that today is a holiday. But in terms of price action, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Unfortunately. I don't know. I may walk away with $97 today, which I'm okay with. It's A-okay. Albert says I have no accounts Apex. I switched to Lucid. Tell me how Lucid is. I would highly recommend TPT. If you want to trade another prop firm, TPT I think is like I wouldn't even say second best. I think it's tied with Apex. It just depends on what you're looking for. Like for the reason why I'm trading Apex is because I trade small, so I don't really break any Apex rules. I don't break the 30% consistency rule. I don't break the negative 30% consistency rule. I don't break any rules with Apex. It's hard for me to break. I don't break the contracting rule, contract size rules. I trade very small. I trade very calculative. I trade very like incremental. Just as I get higher and my accounts get bigger, I'll scale up. But the way I trade fits Apex very nicely, and I could trade 20 accounts. For me, it's the best way to get to a million. It's the best way to make a million. The safest and best way to make a million. Like, ironically, the rules that Apex has created, if you follow them, will actually help you in your trading. Ironically. Ironically, even though for so many people it's designed for them to bust their accounts, ironically, actually, if you follow them, you will be successful. It'll take a little bit longer, but you will be successful. Just slow trading, just small profits day by day, small losses if you do get lost, if you do lose, and so you know, Apex works perfectly for my style. If you don't want any rules, then I would recommend to trade with TPT. And let me get two bull bars here. We get two bull bars and win long. We're quite far away from here now, but if we get two bull bars and win along, I would highly recommend TPT. If TPT allowed 20 accounts, pandas, I would trade TPT hands down. If TPT allowed, because the freedom to trade any way you want in the pro accounts, other than news, you can trade any way you want. You can't hedge your trade, or you can't go long and short on two accounts. You can't do that, nor can you trade news. Those are the only two rules really you can't trade. If I could trade TPT with 20 accounts, I would trade TPT in a heartbeat. That's where I would be right now. You can't though, pandas. You simply cannot. And so that's why I'm with Apex. The Apex 20 accounts and the fact that it fits my trading style, it's just a perfect fit for me. I just, but I understand if it's not yours, I would recommend TPT for you guys. And it's actually pretty cheap. If you consider the no activation fee, it's like expensive to start because the evals are kind of expensive, right? 40% off, and they're kind of, they do cost some money, a couple $100. But you don't have to pay any activation fee. So if you can pass them at a pretty high rate, then TPT is excellent. Excellent. Give me two bull bars here, and I guess I'll go long. I want them to be strong bull bars. This looks a little weak right now to reverse the market. Right, there is a difference between this move. Right, there's a difference between this and this. Right, this reversal is very strong. This reversal looks very weak. It might not even be a bull bar. I mean, Lucid could be good. I don't know. I never tried Lucid, so. We do have some sort of channel, then it could be this. Two bull bars in a row. Just go long. Hold your breath, go long. Let's do it. Last trade of the stream. That could be a break-even day today. Maybe slightly red. I'm fine with that. If it's not a bull bar, though, there's no way. This is why you gotta wait for confirmation. And now, since it's a holiday, after like the first hour and a half, the volume virtually goes to zero. Like even though it closes at 1, basically the market's closed like at 11, in my opinion. I may just have to take this small win today. It's, that might be it today. I'm okay with that. It's better than green is green. Right? It's better than losing money today. And the fact that I made some money today is not too shabby. It's a scalp. It is a scalp. Big bear bar, any nerds low. Probably push down to this line here, which is just the bottom of these bodies. Okay. Just watch. Might just fizzle out now. What I'm looking for is 2 bull bars to go long. Is it worth trading on these days? Yeah, I guess. Is it worth trading on holidays? Yeah. Depends on the holiday, I guess. Okay. Those who went short here are trapped now. Those who thought we would move much further than this are trapped. 4 pushes down now. I need 2 bull bars to go long. The problem is now the 20 EMA is kind of coming back down here. It could act as resistance as it did here. It could act as resistance again. That could be an issue. I need minimum 2 bull bars here to go long, especially with that 20 EMA in the way. Okay, outside bar. Means breakout mode. Should I try? Should I try? I should wait for 2 bars. I should wait for 2 bull bars here. Alright, I'll wait for 2 bull bars. I have nothing to lose. If this second bull bar is really strong, like goes beyond where I can even trade, then it is what it is. I think the smart thing here to do is to wait for the confirmation here. I need another bull bar here, closing above the previous candle's high. I need a bull bar here that looks something like this. I need this next bull bar to look something like this. Then I'll go long. We break the previous candle's high. And this is an OI pattern, right? This is an outside bar. This completely engulfs the previous bar. And if you break the high, you put your long here and your stop loss down on this other side. I would need this bar to be a bull bar closing above the previous candle's high in order for me to enter in. And I'll look for a scalp, more or less. The only problem now for me is that this could actually really have a strong move up. and I'll miss the move. That's the main concern. Basically FOMO right now. I mean, I might get FOMO and I might want to enter this trade right now. We still have 3.5 minutes on this candle. It could end up as a bear candle. The last couple seconds. Bobby C, welcome back. Just dropping by, appreciate it. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate that. Let's see if we can get along here. I kind of drew the candle that I would like to go long in. It's kind of looking like the candle I drew. You can see this like slightly shaded rectangle here. It's kind of looking like what I drew here. So if I do get it, I gotta go long, right? If it does exactly what I want it to do. Maybe at 1 minute left in the candle, I'll buy it if we still look pretty bullish. It could be a lesson today where you should always wait for the candle to finish, but I might be a little too eager to jump in here. Got 2.5 minutes, candle's halfway done. This candle's almost looking exactly like how I drew it here. I don't know if you can see it, but I kind of drew an outline of what I want the candle to look like. Starting to create a big wick. This is why you wait for the candle to finish. This is why you wait for the candle to finish, pandas. This is exactly why you wait for the candle to print. Huh. This is why you wait for the candle to finish. Because you don't know. The last seconds here, it can drastically change. We're going to close above the previous candle's high. I'm going to put an order here. This, it doesn't look like we're going to get it. Panda, we do not get what I want. We do not get what I wanted. I wanted to close above previous candle's high. We do not get it. It's 2 bull bars in a row, but look at this bull bar as a wick. We do not get what I want, unfortunately. Very unfortunate. I wanted the candle to look like this, not like this. Have this huge wick. Whew. All right, that's why you wait. That's why you don't get FOMO. Could be a second entry short forming here. No. A, B, C. Could just simply be that to keep going short. Curious to see here. Okay. Not sure what to do here. And this is why you wait for a confirmation as well, because of this potential. You are looking for a reversal, right? It is a downtrend. So for you to go long, you need some good evidence to go long. That's why you wait for confirmation. This is not a good confirmation bar. It is a bull bar, but does not close above the previous candle's high, and it creates a huge wick. I thought yesterday's or the previous week's close would be a strong magnet. It might still be, but now that we're getting past like 11 o'clock, probably gonna have to end this trading here just because it's a holiday. I don't think it's gonna be worth waiting for anything here. I could be wrong. Strong bear bar here. It'll sell the close too, right? The moment this bar closed, they just sold it. I think most, I don't know, if they all were waiting. You saw at the very end it was battling to try to get above this high. The fact that it couldn't, I felt that bears felt confident after it couldn't close above this high to just sell. And you can see virtually, there's no wick here. No wick. And it went straight down, so it was a sell to close. The moment this bar closed, they all sold it. Everyone sold it. And causing this move back down. Enough for a scalp. Right, you sell the close. Enough for a scalp. 30-point scalp. Not too shabby. Thirty more seconds on this candle. I think I'm done for the day. Yeah. Let's save our mental capital for tomorrow and for later this week. I feel like today's not worth the mental capital to trade. 2 hours, 3 hours. Um, we can save that for another day. So future trading Tom says, "Why am I even trading when the stock market's closed?" Well, because we made some bamboo and we got some motion here. We actually got some motion. So it is what it is. Bandits, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. If you're gonna continue to trade today, trade safe. Just don't go too crazy. I think there's better days ahead. But Pandas, thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Slap that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. With all that being said, Pandas, as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.